Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a really profound psychological shift. We're going to examine that frustrating space between wanting something and actually getting it, and how to transition from a state of anxious, exhausting chasing into one of confident allowing. By the end of this explainer, you aren't just going to understand what's been holding you back, you'll hopefully feel a real, tangible shift inside. We're unpacking the hidden mechanism of how reality literally shapes itself around you. And, spoiler alert, we're going to see why doing absolutely nothing might actually be the key to everything falling right into place. So let's kick things off with this question. I want you to think back, go all the way back to a moment in your life when you wanted something so incredibly badly, but it just wouldn't happen. You know the feeling, right? Maybe it was a relationship, a dream job, a big life change. You hoped for it, thought about it all day, maybe even totally obsessed over it. But no matter how hard you tried, nothing. Now, flip the script. Think about a time when something completely incredible just effortlessly fell into your lap. You barely thought about it, maybe you were totally indifferent, and boom, it happened, like magic. Have you ever stopped to wonder why that is? Why does it feel like the things we desperately chase run further away, while the stuff we barely sweat flows to us with zero resistance? It's wild. Just compare that frantic, heavy energy of desperation with the smooth, natural magic of flow. Well, there's actually a hidden mechanism behind this exact paradox. Most people don't pay attention to it, or they have no clue it even exists. But I promise you, once you see it, the whole game changes. Here is the absolute crux of it all. Reality is responding to you. It is not happening to you. And honestly, this is where so many of us get completely stuck. We sit around waiting on reality to change, but reality is actually just waiting on us. Think about it. When you're constantly chasing, obsessing, frantically looking around for proof that it's working, what message are you sending? You're literally telling reality, I don't have this. And reality? Well, it just mirrors back the exact internal state you're broadcasting. To really ground this idea, let's bring in a core concept from Neville Goddard. If you know his work, you know he dedicated his life to teaching this. He said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and that assumption sustained will harden into fact. What's absolutely brilliant about this is his specific choice of words. He didn't say to hope for it. He didn't tell us to wish for it. He explicitly said to assume it. Let's unpack what assumption actually means here. Assumption is not about trying real hard to believe something. It's about knowing. When you assume something is already yours, you naturally just stop chasing it. It's exactly like placing an order at your favorite restaurant. You don't sprint back to the kitchen every 5 minutes to see if the chef is cooking your meal, right? You just sit back, chat with your friends, totally knowing your food is on the way. That underlying knowing eliminates the desperate need to look for signs or force an outcome. And that is exactly why doing nothing is your ultimate secret weapon. The second you assume it's done, you stop interfering. You give reality the breathing room it needs to shift. But let's be totally real for a second. You cannot fake this. You can't pretend to be chill while secretly refreshing your email every 10 seconds. Reality responds to your actual core feeling, not just what you're pretending to do. So how do we actually do this? How do we map this out into an actionable framework without tricking ourselves? It all boils down to 3 distinct phases. Stop chasing, stay in the state, and lock it in. Let's walk through exactly how to pull these off. First up, step 1, stop chasing. Right now, whether you consciously realize it or not, you might be stuck in this default, I need this to happen right now mode. And that mode is actively keeping you stuck. Every single time you catch yourself thinking, where is it, or why hasn't it happened yet, you are actively reinforcing the fact that it's not here. You're basically broadcasting lack. But the fundamental truth is, if you already had what you wanted, you wouldn't be searching for it. So let me ask you straight up. If it was already a done deal, how would you feel right this second? Would you be feeling anxious? Nope. Would you be obsessively checking your phone or your bank account? Definitely not. Would you be doubting your own worth? Absolutely no way. You would be relaxed, confident, certain. Stepping into that calm, grounded energy is what effortlessly pulls your desires right to you. Once you drop the search party for proof and signs, you step into the energy of already possessing it. From this moment on, stop looking, stop questioning the timeline. Step into that quiet, powerful energy of just knowing. Moving on to step 2, surrender the timeline. Okay. This is where almost everyone messes up. You might be feeling super confident today. You're like, yep, I've got this. It's mine. But then, a day or two goes by, and suddenly that little sneaky voice of doubt creeps in and whispers, wait, where is it? That right there, that is the ultimate test. The only solution is to make absolute peace with not knowing when or how it's going to happen. Let that sink in. The very second you start checking again, you're undoing the progress. You slip right back into the energy of lack. Most folks can hold the assumption for a little bit, but they just can't let go of the when and the how. But if you can drop the obsession over the timeline, you prove to reality that it's already yours. When doubt pops up, and it will, just let it pass. Sit in that space, don't react, and allow yourself to effortlessly receive.
And that brings us to step 3, embrace the silence. All right, so you've stopped chasing and you're getting comfortable with uncertainty. Now we hit the final stage, locking the state in for good and letting it all flow. You have got to make peace with the silence that always happens right before the manifestation. We call this the gap. A lot of times people stop chasing and they expect a massive fireworks-level overnight shift. When they wake up and nothing has changed, they panic. They think, I did the steps, where is it? Which of course yanks them right back into waiting mode. Listen, there's always a gap between your new assumption and reality catching up. This gap isn't a delay. It's not the universe testing you. It is simply calibration. Reality is just quietly reorganizing itself behind the scenes to perfectly match your new internal state. So what are you supposed to do in the gap? Literally, do nothing. When you feel impatient, when that old urge to scramble and force something to happen kicks in, do absolutely nothing. Not because you don't care anymore, but because you have that unshakable, rock-solid knowing that it's already done. The absolute most powerful move you can make when doubt rears its head is inaction. You just stop interfering with the process. So how do we actually live this out day to day? Your job is honestly pretty simple. Refuse to stress about it. Seriously, just keep living your life. Stay in a state of ease and allow effortless receiving. Because when you can hold that relaxed energy and just sit in the silence without desperately trying to force an outcome, it's gonna show up. And honestly, it usually shows up in a way that feels totally natural, completely effortless, and way better than you even imagined. Manifestation is entirely about allowing, not doing more. The very moment you authentically step into the state of already having it, reality has no choice but to shift to match it. So it really comes down to this choice. Are you gonna go back to overthinking, second-guessing, and waiting around in a state of lack? Or are you ready to step into the liberating energy of knowing it's already done and do the one single thing that changes everything? Nothing at all. Think about that for a bit and let the shift happen.